Hey guys, this is Eric for week 4, and this week we are talking about our favorite movies, music, video games, TV shows, and books, and everything like that. So, sorry I missed last week. It was just because all weekend and Monday I was really busy working, and I wasn't anywhere near a computer or a camera, so yeah. So let's start with movies. My favorite childhood movie is definitely Matilda. I first watched it in 4th grade, which was around 5 years ago, and it was pretty awesome back then, and it still is pretty awesome. I also love movies such as the Resident Evil series and, the Saw series, Inception, and also Kick-Ass. Kick-Ass is an awesome movie. Those are all the ones I can think of right now. For TV shows, I am currently watching Grey's Anatomy and Lost. I've been watching Grey's Anatomy for like a month now, and I'm like on season 3, episode 23 or something. It's a pretty awesome show, and I just started Lost like 3 days ago. Right now I'm on episode 9 I believe, and I think they're awesome. Probably some of the best shows I've ever seen. And believe me, I've seen a lot of shows. My other favorite shows are Malcolm in the Middle and Heroes, yeah. I have been playing video games basically all my life, and my favorite childhood video games are Super Mario Sunshine and Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. I know they're like kind of like really childish games, but one, I was a child when I played them, and two, I think they're both masterpieces of a game. Like, people talk crap about Super Mario Sunshine, but honestly, it is probably the best game, one of the best games I've ever played. I would still play it today if I still had a GameCube. Currently, ever since I got my Xbox 2 years ago, my favorite games are Modern Warfare 2, Fallout 3, and BioShock. Modern Warfare 2 is just a really fun arcade game that I can just play for hours, and yeah, I have like 600 hours played on this game. I got it 2 years ago, and yeah, it's really fun. BioShock is a game I knew about like way before I even got my Xbox. Like when it came out, I would watch playthroughs of it on YouTube, and when I first got my Xbox, I bought this game, and I really like the art style and the gameplay style, and I really like the plasmids and everything, and the characters and the storyline. It's really awesome. My 5th most favorite game of all time is definitely Fallout 3. I knew it, same with BioShock, I knew about this game like way before it even came out, because I would watch Let's Plays of it on YouTube and everything, and it was my first ever Xbox game, and I would just play it for hours and hours and hours non-stop, because that's how good it was. I would have to say it's probably my favorite game of all time. And now for books. My favorite book from my childhood is definitely Lunch Money by Andrew Clemens. I've read it like 6 times. I think the main reason why I like this book so much is because I felt like I could relate to the main character. The main protagonist, main character, was really unique, and he thought, like, the way he thought felt like kind of the same way I thought at the time, and if that makes any sense, I'm not exactly sure, but yeah. Right now, I am currently reading The Magic of Reality by Richard Dawkins, and Ace Your Midterms and Finals, An Introduction to Physics. The Magic of Reality is basically a book about science, and it describes things like physics and the way light works, and kind of like evolution, and it just kind of makes it easier to understand. I know a lot of the stuff that's like in the book already, so if you know what I mean, like I knew it before I even read the book, but the book kind of just like clarified it and just touched up on some things. As you can tell by this book, I am really fascinated by science, especially the topic of physics. It is really interesting, and I just like it describes how everything works, like what time and space is, what gravity is, and all that stuff. And I think it's really interesting to know, like, understand the world we live in. And for right now, I kind of want to like grow up to be a physicist and learn all that stuff. This book kind of like teaches the basics of physics, I guess, like non-calculus physics, which is physics that doesn't require calculus, because I do not know calculus. It is a little hard to wrap my head around, like, the massive amount of terms and equations and all this stuff, but I know I can do it. Soon I'm gonna start reading Physics for the Utterly Confused by Daniel and Robert Oman. And I'm gonna start reading The Death Beam by Robert Moss. And lastly, we go to music. My favorite music is, or my favorite bands are Asking Alexandria, Bullet for My Valentine, and Suicide Silence. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love a lot of bands. It's just those three in particular have, like, they're like geniuses. They're musical geniuses. Well, see you later, guys, and have a nice week. Have a pretty gay week.